All right, everybody, circle up.
From Wish TV.
Here we go.
Indy Style is Indy's only live local lifestyle program.
Everything they do is great. You're part of it. Talk about things that I want to know about.
Where life and style meet.
Oh, this is great.
Really great energy.
Really having a wonderful time.
The best. I love it.
Everything about him's great.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the big announcement you've all been waiting for.
This is the Indy Style Podcast.
All right, let's get right to it.
On the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From Wish TV's Indy Style, I'm Amber Hankins, and on this episode, he is a Carmel firefighter who's more like an Indy Style family member. Firefighter Tim joins me to chat about being a father of 5 daughters, holidays at the Griffin household, and what he wishes he didn't remember during a colonoscopy. This is the Indy Style Podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Allie Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
All right, Firefighter Tim.
Yes, hello.
First Indy Style podcast.
Yeah.
Right after the Indy Style show.
Many Indy Styles. First Indy Style podcast.
You had some troubles in the kitchen today.
I dropped a couple of things. That's real. That's what my kitchen looks like.
That's what we love about you, right?
I'm not a chef. I'm not trained. And what you get in there is exactly what you get at home or in the firehouse.
Oh, that's what makes it even better. And speaking of at home, some people may not know this. If they watch Indy Style, they should know. But you are a dad of 5 girls.
Yeah, 5 beautiful daughters. I've got Vera, who is 12, Amelia, who is 10, Stella is 8, and Maria is 6, and Elena is 4. And they're all about to make the next jump. So I'll have to remember everything again. And we're going to have a teenager for the first time.
That is crazy.
It is.
It goes so fast, doesn't it?
Super crazy.
Yes. Okay, let's talk dad advice because I am one of 4 girls. I'm sure people ask you all the time, what's it like being a dad of 5 daughters?
Yeah. Well, normally they're like, either the I'm sorry or, going to try for the boy. And I'll be honest, there's nothing to be sorry about. I love my daughters.
Right.
Would I have loved a boy? Yeah. But if I had 5 boys, I'd have loved a girl, right? So we weren't trying for the boy. We always planned on 4 or 5.
Yeah. But you come from a nice big family. I mean, family is in your blood.
Yes, it's the most important thing to me. It always has been. So I have an older sister, a younger brother, but my dad's one of 9. My mom's one of 4. Tons of cousins. We all live around here. Really relatively close. We still get together for holidays. So, that's one thing. That past year of kind of being locked away from everybody was really hard for me, I'm always around my aunts, my uncles, my cousins at holidays. And so, we did Zooms. We did the right, we tried to stay away, keep people safe, but it was really difficult. But no, being a dad of 5 daughters, I'll circle back, is awesome. Being a parent is awesome. It's one of those things. I was just talking about this yesterday. I can't imagine my brother-in-law, Teresa's brother, David, is a firefighter with me. And him and his wife are about to have their first this week.
Oh, wow.
She's getting induced on Thursday. So this week for sure. They're having Fitz. Fitzpatrick is going to be Fitzpatrick Finn, a little boy. So I'm pretty excited.
Nice.
But I was saying, it's a weird time to be bringing a kid in,
Yeah,
things you didn't know. I wouldn't have had to worry about how long do I mask around my kid.
Right.
But here's what I will say, especially in what I do as a firefighter, we see things. I see car wrecks, I see injuries.
Yeah.
I also see awesome stuff like getting to bring kids into the world. And childbirth. I get to, see the best of people too. But it's easy to let yourself get so nervous as a parent about everything, and so sometimes I have to, you have to just sort of let go. You got to teach your kids. You got to be safe. You got to make sure you're you're trying to do everything you can to help them be safe, but you also just have to put some faith out there that things
They're
will.
going to get it right.
Yeah.
What works for you guys? Because, I mean, you're busy. Your wife's busy. You've got 5 little ones. I mean, is it all about routine?
Have you ever gone to a pet store and you see the big crate that locks in cages?
Where's this going?
So I just put the kids in the crate, start of summer, and then we unlock them at the end.
And then you're good.
I'm just joking. Anybody that heard that, obviously. No, Teresa is what really works. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She is busy. She's a partner at...
Teresa, your wife.
Yeah, Teresa's my wife. Yeah, she's a partner at... she's an attorney at Faegre Drinker. So... she has, she's the commander for sure. Like sometimes I'm like, where am I supposed to be tonight? She has the calendar. I try. She's much better at it.
I just see a calendar of like everything in red and then the blues and then the greens and then the yellows.
It's crazy. And for, I'm gone 24 hours. So it's on her on the days, that I'm at the firehouse. But no, it is. It's the kids are in the height of sports. Vera does gymnastics year round. She does cross country, track, basketball during the school years.
Yeah.
Amelia and Stella and Maria do soccer year round and then project, sports for school. So it's crazy.
And then you're busy. I mean, obviously at the firehouse, PIO, right?
Yes.
Doing a lot of
I'm public information officer for the department. I'm still on shift, so I'm on ladder 41, which is our main ladder. So it does a lot of the rescue. So any kind of on fires, my job would be to search and rescue, ventilate the roof. We do all heavy rescue. So if there's a bad car accident, we're the ones that cut it out. And now I'm swift water rescue also.
Oh, wow.
This past week, I just got back from the Ohio River. We went down to southern Indiana by the dams there and did a lot of really cool swift water stuff.
What would you say is the best part, like the favorite part about what you do every day?
Oh, man, there's so many parts. Like, for me, I think it was like something that I just couldn't imagine. I can't believe that I got to do this, right? I had some friends that were in a terrible accident my senior year. I didn't have family members that were firefighters. A terrible accident. I was following them. Head-on collision. Everybody lived. But, I mean, Jay, my best friend, his jaw was broken in 4 places. They were airlifted to Methodist. Terrible wreck. But the firefighters showed up, cut him out of the car. And I saw the way they changed our lives. So, I've talked to kids about this. So what at that time was the worst moment in my life, watching my best friends be in a horrific accident, it really became a moment that defined my life. So you're able to take that moment and define your life. It became the driving force for me to become a firefighter. And so I think the best part is there's so many aspects. One, the guys and girls I work with, these people are the best. They become your best friends. You live, you work together. And then every day is different. And you're truly hoping to make a difference. Like I don't want somebody's house to catch on fire. I don't want them to be in a bad accident. But if at that moment I can be there to help change that outcome, if we can help them have a better day, to me, it's amazing.
I think that's what we love about you so much, too, on Indy Style, is because you're so real and relatable and personable, too. You bring us into your lives, whether it's with your family or people may not know you love to cook, and you're really good at it, too. That's another big part of what you do at home, but at the firehouse as well.
Yeah, I'm okay. There are many guys that can cook and girls at the firehouse.
But you do a pretty good job.
I always tell them that, there's probably guys that are better cooks at the firehouse than me, but I might cook better than them on TV. It is. It was a learn of, you kind of can either do dishes or cook, and I chose the cooking route. And I grew up with a family that cooked. My Uncle Rocky, my grandmother, my uncle owned a restaurant, but I was so young at that time that I wasn't learning to cook, but I when I first got on, I would call my Uncle Rocky all the time, and I'd be like, I don't know how to do this, and he'd be like, well, try this, or do this. And so that was one of those things that was definitely learned on the job, and it's real. It's not I'm not chef trained. It's in the firehouse kitchen and then into my house's kitchen. So
what I want to know what holidays look like at your house with food and the family and
it's awesome. So Christmas, for the last several years, I've taken over hosting. My parents always hosted Christmas Eve for my mom's side, and then my dad's side would kind of rotate between the brothers and sisters. And then a couple years later, we talked my parents into just doing both. Do Christmas Eve for my mom's side, Christmas Day for my dad's side. And then I took over a couple years ago, so that's what I do. And then, so normally, last year was a little different, obviously, but normally Christmas Eve will be anywhere from 45 to 60 people.
Whoa.
And that used to be the bigger side. Used to have more.
Yeah.
But that's now the smaller side. I think 2 years ago, to 2019 Christmas, we had like 83 people at my house on Christmas Day.
How hard was that for you to adjust during COVID? Because you couldn't do what you love to do. I know you love holidays. You love Halloween. You love Christmas. You guys, he has so many Christmas trees in his house, whether they're little
like
or big.
23, I think 3 foot or over, or 4 foot over. I we still decorate. We still did it. We had to Zoom. My parents came over, and my sister and brother, so we kept it small. But it was tough. I actually am thinking about trying to organize maybe in July or August a family get together for all of my cousins and aunts and uncles. And I'm gonna put up a couple Christmas trees. I'm gonna do an Easter egg hunt. We're gonna have like some Thanksgiving stuff and kind of do a makeup. Like a big family get together. We'll have a little of all the traditions from all the holidays. I thought it'd be fun.
Love that. Oh, that is a fantastic idea, because I mean, yes, Christmas or Halloween or whatever it is on a certain day, but it doesn't mean you can't celebrate it another day.
No, and that's one, we talk about being a firefighter. As firefighters, we work a lot of holidays.
Yeah.
So a lot of the guys and girls that I work with, we have to celebrate those on a different day.
Right.
We miss birthdays. That's probably, when you talk the toughest part of the job, the two toughest parts of the job, obviously missing family get-togethers, things that we would do together, and then obviously when we have runs with children that are tough. Those hit all of us hard, and so those are the two toughest parts. But thank goodness, those are hopefully always far and few between, and the good outweigh the bad. The helping people on those times.
Any comical stories that you would like to share? Because I don't want to bring in anything sad. Obviously, you have to deal with that enough. But anything you can think of that you would be willing to share with us, Tim?
So I had an injury at the firehouse. It's a tube from the same guy, my now lieutenant. Then he was an engineer. So he drove back in the day, and now he's my lieutenant. But Andy Wine and I, so the first injury came, we were taking down, we used to hang all the flags around the fountain in downtown Carmel. So we were taking them down after the 4th of July, and he was going to hand it down, and the flag slipped, so he just, like the flagpole, so he just had the flag, and it unraveled and spun around, and the head of that flagpole that has the big metal ball in the end smacked me right in the center of my teeth, and it knocked out part of my tooth.
Oh, no.
And it was sort of funny because the chief at the time laughed and said, well, at least you guys were smiling while you were doing it, because my tooth got knocked out. But their favorite part of the story was, honest to God, I went to the dentist that day, and my appointment was at 2:30. So get it, tooth hurty.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it really was at that time. And then about a year later, Tony Baskerville, we had lunch. He was sitting down on one of the chairs, kind of in the kitchen area, like in a recliner, just off from the kitchen. And so we were being goofy. We were throwing grapes at him and bouncing them off of him. So then I went over to pick up the grapes. So I bend over, I'm picking the grapes up, and Tony stands up, and Andy, same guy that knocked my tooth out, he takes a saltine cracker and throws it like you'd throw a Chinese throwing star.
Okay.
At Tony's backside. And I stood up at that exact moment in front of Tony, and the saltine cracker hit me in the eye. And it was like a right cross.
You can't make this stuff up.
I boxed back in the day, and it was harder than any right cross ever hit me. Bam! I dropped to the floor, and we're laughing about it. And I'm trying to rinse my eye out because I felt like there was some salt or like cracker bits in it. We had to go do a training. It was destroying me. So finally, I was like, man, my eye's not getting better, you guys. So we called this eye doctor down the road, and I was like, hey, I'm a firefighter. My eye got injured. She moved a patient. She's like, we'll get you right in. Here she's thinking it's a firefighter got injured on a fire.
Yes.
Not goofing around at the firehouse. And so I have to go down we go down, and she's like, so what happened? And I tell her a saltine, and she also starts to laugh. And so she sits down. She puts I don't even know what it is, but the multiple lenses so they can look in my eye. And all of a sudden she goes, oh my goodness. And I'm like, she goes, you have 3 huge corneal abrasions across your retina or across, I don't know terms of eye, but yeah. And she's like, so I had to wear a contact for a week and do like steroid drops and go in once a day to make sure it wasn't going to mess up my eyesight from a saltine. Yeah, very embarrassing. Saltine took me out.
Stay away from the saltine crackers.
Now we're only allowed to have Ritz crackers in the fire station because they're round.
Oh, that is fantastic.
We can have any cracker,
oh my gosh. And I'm sure you have more stories where that comes from.
Lots of funny stories.
Oh my gosh, that is so great. I'm so glad you shared that. Is there anything that we wouldn't know about Tim? Can you tell us something that we wouldn't know about Tim Griffin that you might find interesting or you might want to share?
Oh, man.
I'm putting them on the spot here.
Anything interesting that you might not know about me? Let's see.
Like things we wouldn't know about you, obviously, just by looking at you. Or even in the 6 years that I've known you.
Well, I mean,
what wouldn't we know?
So everybody knows one thing, and you do know this, and I think I've talked about it on the air before, but I think it's good to know. People look at me. I do fitness on the show.
Yes.
I'm wouldn't say health expert, but I try to be healthy. I am a personal trainer. I try to eat healthy, but I have an autoimmune disease. So that is something that people don't know. And sometimes they may look at somebody that looks healthy or is in shape and say, oh, it's easy. But I should know, and anybody that's there that's struggling with this. So I have what's called ulcerative colitis. So same family as kind of Crohn's, autoimmune disease that attacks my
your
insides, my lower innards,
Right.
So I have to, some restroom issues, some pain with that, some nausea, some all kinds of different things that I've had to deal with over about the last 10 years that I've been kind of struggling with that. I get an infusion every 6 weeks when I go to a place and they infuse me a medicine that keeps me kind of going. But I think it's really also when you can take those things that are negative, or you could and really drown yourself. Now, I'm so fortunate between, again, the Firehouse, the support network I have there, and my family, and Teresa and the girls. It's like I almost sometimes feel guilty because there's so many people when I am kind of having some issues with it or feeling sick. So, I'm fortunate, and I try to go out and I really try to talk to kids or people that may have those issues, or let them know, hey, you're not alone. I get what you're going through. So that's something they may not know.
Yeah, I think that's so important is because it just goes to show you what you're seeing on the outside. There might be so much more to that on the inside. Don't ever just judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And I think that can apply to so many people in life. We all present this this aura, this persona that everything is perfect and great, whether it's with our body, the way we look, or even with our attitude and our mindset. But on the inside, we're dealing with other things.
So I've got a funny... And it would be embarrassing, except nothing embarrasses me at this point, for the most part. I'm an open book. So when it comes to ulcerative colitis, we'll put this out here for any of us.
Uh-oh.
This is pretty funny. So because of the UC, I have to have colonoscopies once a year. So I'm sure that our listeners may or may not know what a colonoscopy is, but they have to. They have to go up and check things out on my inside.
Yep.
So you have to prep, clear everything out. And back in the day, they don't do this anymore. But when when I first started having to get colonoscopies, after you have a colonoscopy, they would have air in you, and so they'd want you to.
Oh gosh!
You have to fart. You have to relieve yourself, and you'd be in there, and they used to give you something called like a Versed Dilaudid package. So basically, you're kind of out of it, kind of high.
Yeah.
And now they do like a propofol, so it's pretty clean. You wake up pretty clear-headed. So I had been pretty sick. I didn't know yet that I had ulcerative colitis. I'd been having a lot of stomach issues.
Yeah.
Finally, it had gotten to where they needed to do this colonoscopy, and the nurse, so I'm in there sitting with my wife and this nurse, and she's like, well, we want you to, we can't really let you go till you fart. And I'm like, she's like, it's not embarrassing here.
So awkward.
Everybody does this.
So awkward.
It's supposed to be. Well, this is the thing for me. I'm like, I've been having some pretty big stomach issues. I'm not comfortable farting right now.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on a toilet. And she's like, well, we know you're empty. We were inside there.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm not doing it because I don't want to have anything happen. My next memory... Again, this is, not embarrassed, but my next memory is me My next memory is me relieving myself, having a fart, and high-five, because they fill you with air, high-fiving my wife and the nurse. What I don't remember, because I was still kind of out of it from the meds, is I talked them into letting me go to the restroom. So I'm high-fiving my nurse and my wife while sitting on the toilet farting. So you want to talk about some embarrassing moments in your life? I've had them.
Oh, you've had plenty, right?
And I'm an open book about it, because if it can help somebody else that's going through what I've had to go through, see that they're not alone, or that you can laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I think that's just it. Real life issues, it's what we all go through, and you break it down in a sense to where it's relatable and it's not that big of a deal.
No, it is what it is.
And that's what we need. Like you said, if it can help somebody, then it's all worth it. Tim, we've talked for a while. I guess I should wrap this up, but this has been so much fun.
All over the place.
I love chatting with you. It's always a pleasure. And of course, you're going to be on Indy Style quite a bit, I believe, coming up here shortly again. So we will see you
next
then.
week.
But thank you so much for talking to us. Best wishes. Go hug those girls, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
From Wish TV's Indy Style, I'm Amber Hankins. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Indy Style podcast right now on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Watch Indy Style weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Wish TV. Follow Indy Style on Facebook and connect for even more at wishtv.com.
This concludes our broadcast day.
For even more great podcasts, go to allindianapodcastnetwork.com.